These are 6 must-try Portuguese foods.
Yeah, comida portuguesa.
Let's be real. There are thousands of YouTube videos of vlogging couples biting into pastel de nata like they just discovered fire.
Ooh, they're so delicious.
Yeah, we get it, they're delicious. But if you flew all the way across the ocean just to eat the same touristy stuff, what are you even doing? Traveling is about stepping out of your comfort zone, proving to your friends back home that you're cultured now. But when in Rome or Lisbon, you eat what the locals eat. In this episode, I'm gonna be skipping the usual suspects like pastel de nata, no bacalhau, and no francesinha. Today, we're diving into some lesser known, must-try dishes that deserve the spotlight. This is some guy named Dave in Portugal, and I've been living in Portugal for the past 3 years, and trust me, there's so much more to this country's cuisine than custard tarts. In this episode, we're diving into the must-try dishes that define Portuguese cuisine. These are the flavors that I crave when I'm away, and the first bites I take when I touch down back in Portugal. But vegans beware, this episode is not for you. If you want to check out my personal favorite restaurants in Portugal, I've put together dining guides for Lisbon, Porto, and the Algarve over on my website, daveinportugal.com. These are my absolute go-to local spots, and trust me, you don't want to miss them on your trip to Portugal. There's one cheese in Portugal that's so unique, it practically screams Portuguese. And that is sheep cheese, or as they call here, queijo de ovelha. And no, it's not just my opinion that it's one of the best in the world, it's been verified. Last year in 2024, the World Cheese Awards named queijo de ovelha amanteigado from Portugal the best cheese in the world. Made by Quinta do Pomar, a small creamery in Soleira, this cheese is crafted from raw sheep's milk and coagulated with vegetarian thistle rennet. What makes it stand out is its soft, buttery texture that almost turns into a liquid, perfect for scooping with a spoon. So here we actually have the award-winning cheese from Quinta do Pomar. It's pretty hard to get, so if you can't get it, this style of cheese is available at most grocery stores in Portugal. You can find it at small markets and grocery stores like Continente or Pingo Doce. But as you can see, it's wrapped in this cloth and has that amazing sheep cheese smell to it. Let's open it up and give it a taste. Look how beautiful this cheese is. Wow. You can just scoop it out like a spoon. So here's a little extra bonus. This is bread from Rio Maior, and this is a really famous bread here that you just can break off here. So we're gonna try some of this cheese on the bread. Oh, that just looks amazing. Let's give it a go. This. Don't say that in Lisbon. You get in trouble for saying that in Lisbon. I see why this is the best cheese in the world. It's incredible. Sheep cheese has deep roots in Portugal, linked to the country's rural traditions. With its diverse landscapes, Portugal has been perfect for sheep farming for centuries, and it shows in the variety of cheeses made here. These cheeses have protected designations of origin, which means that they're made using specific traditional methods and local ingredients. It's not just delicious, it's also pretty healthy compared to other cheeses. High in protein, nutrients, and healthy fats that are easier to digest, plus it's full of probiotics. When in Portugal, don't miss out on trying some sheep cheese. I believe it's a must. Now I know that gizzards don't sound very appetizing, but hear me out first. When prepared correctly, this small plate is amazing. As they call it here, moelas is a beloved Portuguese dish made from chicken or pork gizzards. This hearty, flavorful dish has roots in Portuguese peasant cooking, where gizzards were a humble, affordable ingredient. But over time, moelas became a favorite comfort food, often served as a snack in bars and restaurants. especially in Lisbon and Porto. Moelas are typically prepared with sauteed onions, garlic, carrots, and red pepper in olive oil until soft. The gizzards are then browned slightly, pouring in white wine, chopped tomatoes, paprika, and bay leaf. It's seasoned with salt and pepper and simmered for about an hour until the gizzards are nice and tender and the sauce is rich and flavorful. It's often served with crusty bread or rice to soak up all of that goodness in the sauce. Moelas are a true taste of Portugal, full of flavor and history. I highly recommend trying them here in Portugal. Don't be afraid. Now, a quick word from the sponsor who made today's video possible. If you've ever landed in a new country and immediately panicked because you have no Wi-Fi, no data, and nowhere to buy a SIM card, yeah, I've been there before. But not anymore because now I use Airlo. Airlo is an eSIM app that lets you connect instantly in over 200 countries and regions. No overpriced roaming, no sketchy airport SIM cards. Just download the app, pick your destination, and activate your eSIM in seconds. It's that easy. I can choose a data plan for wherever I'm going, install it right on my phone, and boom, I'm online before I even leave the airport. No need to swap out SIM cards, no extra fees, just reliable data at local rates. I've used Airlo all over Europe and it's been a game changer. Whether you're traveling for a weekend or moving abroad, staying connected shouldn't be complicated. So if you want to skip the hassle, download Airlo today using my link below. Use my code DAVE3 for $3 off your first eSIM. Thanks to Airlo, being connected while traveling has never been easier. Now, back to the video. Now let's talk about something that's not exactly healthy, but oh so delicious. Portuguese roasted suckling pig, or as they call it here, leitão. We're talking crispy skin, juicy meat, and that perfect baixada style. It's absolute perfection. But I know what you're thinking, not a baby pig. But this is a long-standing tradition in northern Portugal, just as famous there as pulled pork is in Texas. But here they don't drown the pork in barbecue sauce, instead they let the natural flavors shine, with just a hint of garlic. That's very typical of Portuguese food. The focus is on letting the ingredients taste like themselves. If you're used to heavy seasoning, it might take some getting used to, but trust me, it's worth it. The process usually starts with marinating the pig in olive oil, garlic, and herbs. Then it's left overnight so all of the flavors soak in. After that, it's roasted in a wood fire oven for about 2 to 3 hours, which gives it that incredible smoky flavor. And it's regularly basted with its own juices to keep the meat moist and tender. Finally, they finish it off by roasting at a higher temperature to get that signature golden crispy skin. The result? One of the best pork sandwiches you'll ever try. If you're in northern Portugal, this is a must try. Alheira is a traditional Portuguese sausage with a unique history. It was created by Jews in northern Portugal during the time of the Inquisition. Faced with persecution, they secretly made sausages using meats like chicken or turkey instead of pork to avoid suspicion. The sausages were smoked and seasoned with garlic, paprika, and other spices, and they became a part of the region's culinary tradition. Over time, this tasty sausage became famous for its delicious flavor and distinct texture. It's usually made with a mix of meats, bread, and seasonings, and is often grilled or fried before being served. Today, it's a must-try dish in northern Portugal, especially in the town of Mirandela, where it all started. Making alheira usually starts with a mix of meats, usually chicken or turkey. The meat is first cooked and then ground up. Next, it's mixed with breadcrumbs, garlic, paprika, and salt, and other spices, creating a flavorful filling. The mixture is then stuffed into natural sausage casings and tied off. After that, the sausages are smoked over wood, which gives them their distinct smoky flavor. Once they're fully smoked, alheiras are typically grilled or fried before serving. This is a very unique sausage that is a must-try when visiting northern Portugal. Trust me, you'll thank me. Black pork with clams. This is hands down one of my favorite dishes here in Portugal. Carne de porco alentejana. Despite its name, this dish didn't actually come from the Alentejo region. The name refers to the Alentejano black pig, known for its top quality meat, which was traditionally used in the dish. A long time ago, Portuguese cooks in the Algarve wanted to bring out the best flavors in pork, so they marinated it in garlic, paprika, white wine, bay leaves, and sometimes piri piri spice. The pork cubes are marinated for hours, then fried until golden. Clams, fresh cilantro, and a squeeze of lemon are added before it's all served with batatas fritas, crispy fried potatoes that soak up the rich, flavorful sauce. Why it's so special? It's a fusion of Portugal's agriculture and coastal influences. The Alentejano black pig is still one of the best pork meats in the country, and it's a dish that showcases Portugal's best cuisine. When you walk past a restaurant and the prato do dia, which means plate of the day, is carne de porco alentejana, trust me, you better get your butt in there. Here we go, last but certainly not least, brave enough to try something truly unique, gooseneck barnacles, or percebes as they're called here in Portugal. These little creatures might look a bit intimidating, but trust me, they're worth the adventure. When you crack open that tough shell, you'll find a tender, briny meat inside that tastes like the ocean itself. Fresh, salty, and slightly sweet. It's a flavor that screams seafood at its finest. But let's talk about how these bad boys are caught. The hunt for gooseneck barnacles is no easy feat. These prized delicacies grow on rocks in the roughest, most dangerous parts of the Atlantic coastline. The fishermen that collect these percebes brave treacherous waves and fierce cliffs, sometimes risking their lives just to harvest them. It's a dangerous, skillful job, and it's no wonder why these barnacles come with such a high price tag. So when you're eating them, you're not just tasting the ocean, you're tasting the courage and tradition of those who risk it all to bring them to your plate. It's more than just a dish, it's a Portuguese experience and delicacy. And that's a wrap on some of the must-try foods here in Portugal. From bold flavors to century-old traditions, every bite tells a story. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite Portuguese dish is. If you want to see more episodes about Portugal or the rest of Europe, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button because I'll be posting videos like this every single week on this channel. This is some guy named Dave in Portugal, and hopefully we'll see you next time.